So this is a recap for live stream 316, and we've continued to have the market go to new all-time highs, but I had some difficulties in the market. At one point I was up on the day, but ultimately we'll be leaving today down. So let's have a look at the trades over on NQ. I need to let's attach our account, get the executions on. So I came into the market after 10 a.m. Eastern. Waited for the market to set up. I believe what I try to do is I try to come in and try to keep the losses small. So similar to yesterday, I decided I would try to keep the losses small and count on my winners working. Now the difficulty with the strategy I'm using at the moment, it is mean reversion, but because I'm using a mean reversion strategy on a market which we can see here is breaking out to new all-time highs, especially if you look at it on a daily chart on these equity indexes, on the NQ and on ES, mean reversion is not going to work. The market's going to obviously continue to the upside until something stops it, really, unless the bulls run out of energy, there's some fundamental catalyst, there's some new tariff news, or some new geopolitical risk come onto the table. So as you can see, the market from yesterday had a gap up, brief selling, didn't quite close the gap, and we just continued. It's pretty much the same scenario happened over on ES. Gapped up, a bigger gap, greater relative strength, and the market continued upwards. But I was using the strategy that has worked for me in the past couple of days, the mean reversion strategy. Decided to use tighter stops, so went short. Ultimately got a signal to get out, so took a loss there, went short again. Got a signal to get out, took a loss through there. Over here, went short, signal to get out, took a loss, went short again, took a loss as it came back up, didn't follow through, went short again, took a loss through there, went short, took a loss. I think I went long here out of frustration and took it off for a small gain. Went short as part of the strategy, took it off for a loss through there, and that was it for NQ trades. We can see the market just continued to move higher throughout the day, especially here just after, well, that'd be like 2 p.m. Eastern. Just seeing the continued move to the upside, the relentless buying on the move through all-time highs. Over on ES, similar scenario. If we go over to the ES chart, I drew on this potential bull flag, had a breakaway from the flag, went short, took it off for a loss there as prices came back, went short again, a loss, went short again, loss, short, loss. So as you can see, the market was breaking out to all-time highs, and I just kept shorting as the market went and eventually quit trading right there. Something that did happen, that did play a role with me taking shorts, was a short that set up on NQ on a 1 minute chart. And with this short on NQ, that's pretty much what caused me to start taking the trade. So it was this short here. I recognized that the market was going to all-time highs, so I wasn't thinking about trading these equity indexes, thinking about focusing on gold, probably some equity trades, trading a few stocks here and there. But this trade, this setup right here, so I had the setup to go short, watched it go all the way down to target, down to this 200 and rally. So after seeing that, I anticipated going short. This is what I was showing you on the other charts. Anticipated going short, took it off there, got a true setup here, had to take it off. And that's pretty much what triggered it all. This trade right here that worked itself out made me start to think, well, maybe shorts are in play today. But as we can see, in the context of the market, that was not the case. That was the only short that actually worked out. Everything else resulted in losers. So that trade right there triggered me into taking a series of bad trades after that. On gold, trading was better. I think I only had the one setup. No, had more than one setup actually. So over on gold, we're negative on the day, only slightly. Notice these regular trading hours, lower highs. Initially went long. Market came down, closed for a loss. Went long again. Thought about this being a third lower high, hence the reason I've put a question mark. Held a position and eventually target was hit. Market, of course, continued further to the upside. Had a short trade right through here. And the short trade went short. Prices turned around. Exited as I got the exit signal. Certainly glad I didn't hold the trade further, as we've seen the market just continue to the upside here on gold. Those are pretty much the trades. Over on the account history, we can see here it was quite a few small trades, small losing trades just accumulated with the poor accuracy. So we've got a few 6, 7s, 8s, 7s again. Break even right there. 26, a bigger loss there on NQ. Bigger loss on ES at 16. I believe that's when prices were breaking out. Break even, 6, 8. So we can see here just a theme of fairly small losses, but quite a few of them affecting certainly the accuracy overall. Here were the losses through here. Another series of losses, another series of losses, and the loss through there. So at one point in the day, I was actually up at 684.62. Started the day at 643, I believe. Yeah, started the day. Excuse me. Started the day at 643, and ultimately, after taking this rather successful trade on gold, was up at the 680 mark. But from there, just pretty much ground the account into the ground as the market trended upwards, and I stayed at charts. So now I'll have a look at the trade performance. So let's go have a look at the trade performance. We could have a look across the trade statistics. Let's just get the window here. So here, what's going on? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Why has it? Oh my gosh. Technical errors. What can we say? Let's try this again, shall we? So here are the trade statistics for today. We can see there are total commissions, not paying attention to that. So we lost 108,804. So not great. Not great at all, considering the fact that we were up on the day at one point. Minus 108,800. Not great. We can see here, lost 69.5 on NQ. Lost 57.5 on ES, but we were profitable on gold. Overall, on the equities, we're negative on Apple, Took quite a few trades on Apple. We're negative on Apple. Took 5 trades on Apple. Negative on Amazon. 1 trade. Was profitable on Palantir. PLTR. I may be removing Coinbase due to it's got a much bigger spread, so I may move Coinbase in the future. But overall, we can see there, lost 200 Apple, lost 140 Amazon, pretty much break even on AMD. So across all the equities, I was actually positive, but Apple certainly was difficult. Actually, let's see. I'll have a look at the Apple chart just briefly, just to show where I was having the difficulties. So on Apple, prices came down into this area, kept going long and taking it off with these tighter stops. Hence the reason why I had the difficulties. Eventually, this trade here worked itself out and paid for most of the losses. Still had a losing day, of course. Still lost 200 overall, but that one winner certainly took quite a bit of the profits. Oh, see, there we go, because we had 513 losses, 330 off just a 1 trade, 1 winning trade, 4 losing trades, and that 1 winning trade paid for most of it. That was a goal across all the instruments. Just kind of worked over on Apple. Now, so we got 100% accuracy over there. The break-even's got 100%. 20% accuracy on Apple. Lost a 200 now. Across the futures, we can see here winning percentage overall across all instruments, of course, being 24%, which is just not good enough, to be honest. Losing over 3/4 of the trades, just not great. NQ 25%, not good. 2 winners, 6 losers. Average win. Oh my word. The average win 875. The average loss 11,875. So this is not good in any context. Not at all. Certainly not sustainable. 2 wins. Let's see. ES couldn't buy a win. 6 trades. Not a single winner. 0% accuracy over on ES. Gold, total of 3 trades. 1 winner. 2 losers. 33% accuracy. But with the 1 win being 49,500 and the average loss being 11, we were certainly profitable. So just the 1 win, and across the 2 losers, we've accumulated 22. Hence the reason we was profitable on that instrument. But overall, couldn't buy a win on ES. Pretty similar on NQ, and hence the reason why had such a big losing day. Just these 2 instruments. But we'll caught in 2 minds at the moment whether to stick with the trades and allow the trades to work towards targets, or to have shorter, tighter stops, which means I'm going to get stopped out a lot more. It's going to affect accuracy, but it also means I'm going to be taking less trades, so I'll also be paying less commissions. But commissions aren't really that important for what I'm doing at the moment, because, for example, through here, all of these losses were unnecessary, because if we took the long trade with a stop all the way down there, would never have triggered and the target would have been hit. So that would have been a profitable on that. Whereas over on the equities, okay, gold would have worked itself out. Would have took a bigger loss over here on gold though. So it would have somewhat been offset. And over on the NQ and ES, would have took much bigger losses. Would not have taken that trade. Would have took much bigger losses on the trades I was short in the market. So I think what I need to focus on is having a plan for a trending market, because I've got a mean reversion strategy that seems to work, but in the context of a daily breakout on all-time highs, it does not work. So I have to think of a plan. What will I do if I encounter a trending market, whether it's through news, a fundamental or technical catalyst? I just need to address that. I think that's the one thing that's currently holding me back at the moment. I'm happy with the mean reversion strategy. It's just that one thing. What do I do in trending markets? Do I simply not trade, or do I have a strategy for a trending market? Then I'll have to simply define what is a trending market and just go from there. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Good luck trading. Have a great day.